Shout out to our sponsor, Sherry's Berries.
Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and who wouldn't love something sweet? Thanks to Sherry's Berries, you can send your loved ones or yourself, because you deserve it, some freshly dipped strawberries for just $19.99.
Or double the berries for just $10 more.
Just visit berries.com, click the microphone in the top right corner, and use offer code THEKNOW with a space. Welcome to The Know. I am Adam Ellis.
And I'm Andy Cortez.
What do you do if everybody hates you and you want to clear things up and give people the too long didn't read about how your company is just really misunderstood? Just host a disastrous Reddit AMA only talk about Rampart.
That's exactly what happened yesterday when G2A, the company who runs a controversial Steam key reselling marketplace, kicked back and logged into the old Reddit account, only to get torn down to shreds.
And to make matters worse for themselves, they even banned one Redditor's account who claimed to have exposed some of their shady practices. That went over really well.
But let's take a look at some of the highlights and lowlights before we get into that. Things got bad from the very opening post to the very first question. Are you or are you not aware of how much harm you've done to the gaming industry?
That escalated quickly, and it basically continued that way from there. G2A fended off questions about whether or not they sell pirated keys, if G2A is a gray market, and whether or not they're taking money directly from developers.
The whole thing went so poorly that G2A had to edit their first post with an explanation of how to sort comments because, quote, "we are getting downvoted to hell."
To G2A's credit, they stayed there and answered questions for the better part of 6 hours. That's probably not a wise choice.
Good for them.
Directly responding to criticisms about developers losing money because of G2A, they said, if the key is on G2A, that means that it came from the developer, which means they have already been paid.
And when it comes to stolen keys, they blame that on the developer, saying, the problem is that sometimes the issue, unfortunately, starts on the developer's own side, which can sometimes lack security. And in those situations, if the developer is not willing to work with us, it gets a little complicated.
So things started poorly, and then it got batshit crazy. That's because one Redditor posted photo evidence of how easy it was for him to manipulate G2A's system and start selling keys before they could be verified as legitimate.
Hack the planet. After arguing with him for a few posts, G2A decided to just ban his account, preventing him from purchasing anything else on their site.
So if you were wondering if it was possible for them to hurt their reputation even more, the answer was yes, because Reddit was not too happy about that. The ensuing thread about it has now about 37,000 upvotes.
So why is G2A so controversial? On the surface, the concept sounds just fine. A marketplace to resell Steam keys, so you can get cheap copies of popular PC games like Grand Theft Auto 5, Ark, or Rocket League. However, there's generally not a way to know if somebody selling keys is a legit seller who happened to have an extra key, or somebody who, say, bought a whole ton of them with stolen credit cards.
For those of you unaware how these type of scams work with Steam key resellers, they typically go down like this. Someone makes use of a stolen credit card number or numbers to buy a whole stack of Steam keys all at once. As people start to issue chargebacks for those erroneous purchases in bulk, it becomes much harder to sift through which Steam keys are and are not legit.
And then what happens is the enterprising, or scummy, individual then goes on to sell those Steam keys to the highest bidder, who then goes on to sell them at a discount to gamers who want to save some money on new games.
So this screws over gamers and developers. Gamers end up buying a Steam key that's no good, and to top it all off, G2A doesn't really offer much in the way of protection for your purchase unless you pay an additional insurance.
Awesome. Sounds like Best Buy. On the flip side, developers can't always figure out which purchases in bulk are legit and which aren't. So they either can't deactivate those keys fast enough or choose not to. So they don't screw over actual gamers. Now someone just made off with a lot of stolen keys that the developer gets hit with a chargeback for.
And a lot of developers have come out against G2A for this exact thing. Last year, indie developer TinyBuild accused G2A of selling more than $450,000 worth of Steam keys without a single bit of profit coming back to the developer for their trouble.
In the post, the CEO of TinyBuild wrote, "Websites like G2A are facilitating a fraud-fueled economy where key resellers are being hit with tons of stolen credit cards transactions, and these websites are now growing rapidly due to their low pricing of game keys."
The list doesn't stop there either. Devolver Digital lodged a similar complaint about them back in 2014. The CEO of Tryon Worlds claimed none of their bargain keys were legitimate, and a number of other developers have banned them altogether.
The developer of Steam game Action Hank even went as far as to saying he'd rather you pirate the game instead of purchasing it through G2A or any other Steam key reseller.
Quote, "I'll even give you the download link. I understand people aren't always able or willing to pay full price for a game, but seeing people play my game is the most important thing to me. Just torn it instead of putting money in the wrong hands."
So it makes sense that G2A would want to clear their name, given all negative stigma surrounding them and other Steam key resellers. But it looks like the Reddit AMA didn't quite do the trick, especially once they banned the user who showed how easy it was to game the system.
For G2A's part, they have offered an explanation for the Redditor's ban and how he was able to circumvent verification. In a statement to PC Games N, the company said if you post a fake key, it will hurt both the buyer for a short time as he or she will get a refund, and you, the seller, because you will face the ramifications for cheating, like being banned from a bullshit site that doesn't matter in the first place.
According to them, he was only able to get around their safety checks because he had a very good rating. It's a decent explanation, but it still probably won't alleviate any concerns that somebody else with a high rating could just do the same thing all over again.
And that's how much of the AMA went down. G2A tried to explain themselves, but Reddit for the most part didn't seem to give a fuck.
We'll see if this makes the company adjust its business practices anytime in the near future.
Spoiler, it will not.
After they received loads of criticism, they implemented G2A Direct last summer, which gave developers a cut of every key sold on the site. Some have criticized this program as well, but there are a number of developers that have joined up.
So who knows, maybe changes will happen as a result of this AMA. See, sometimes you can get things done, internet, but probably not. We'll see though.
What do you guys think of the G2A Reddit AMA going down in flames? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on the antics of video game resellers, like this video and subscribe to The Know.
Thanks to Sherry's Berries for sponsoring this update.
Valentine's Day is coming faster than you think, so don't put off that shopping.
Think your loved ones would love some freshly dipped strawberries?
We do, because we fight over them all the time. You can send anybody a batch for just $19.99 or double it for just $10 more. Go to berries.com, click the microphone in the top right corner, and enter the code THEKNOW with a space. Are you ready?
I am.
I'm gonna do this for you. Look up, all the way up. Delicious.